All right, it's a party. Today we're going to learn how to solve multi-step equations using what I call a party method. All right, so here's what we mean by one-step equations. I'm starting from the very beginning, like 2 times x is equal to 8. My question is, do you already know what x is in these problems? Like 2 times x is equal to 8. What is x? X divided by 3 is 18. X plus 3 is equal to 15. X minus 5 is equal to 20. These are one-step equations where you have to do one thing in order to solve it. Like, for instance, with 2x minus 8, with 2x minus 8, all you have to do is divide both sides by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so x is 4. Look at the x divided by 3 equals 18. X here can be, you multiply both sides by 3 in order to get 54 for x. X plus 3 is equal to 15. Subtract 3 from both sides. Answer is 12. X is 12. And on x minus 3 equals to 20, add 5 to both sides. X is equal to 25. So we want to make sure we understand those. Now, when you get the multi-step equations, it might be hard to know where to start. So let's pretend it's a party. All right, you are the host. Okay, so you'll be X. And what order do people leave a party? They leave in this order. Enemies, you want them to leave first because they cause trouble. Acquaintances, after they kind of smooth with everybody, and then they usually leave early because you don't know them that well, but they know you, whatever. And then you got friends; they hang out with you with the host for a while, and then after a while they leave. And then family, if they're 10, they'll stay to the very end because they're family. They might live in a house where you actually having the party. Okay, for example. So let's consider who is who. Going back to those equations that we had before, look at the family members. Families are right beside you and only you until the very end. So look at 2x minus 2x equals 8 and x divided by 3 equals 18. So notice that the 2 is right next to the x and the 3 directly divides into x. So those are family members. Okay. Then you have division. Then you have addition and subtraction. They are close to you. They stay longer than some people, but not as long as family. Notice that there's something in between. Okay, like a plus or a minus when you're dealing with friends. Okay, so know the difference between family and friends. And then you have acquaintances. Because this number mingles with all the other many parts of the equations instead of its own, instead of giving most of its attention to the host, it is a friend. It's not a friend. It is not a family. It's an acquaintance. So 3 affects the 2 and the 5 and the x. Notice that 2 is a family, 5 is a friend, minus 5 is a friend, 3 is an acquaintance because it divides all of that on the top. 7 is already out the door. Matter of fact, let's identify all the party goals again. 3 is the acquaintance, 5 is a friend, 2 is a family. The equal sign is the door, so who goes out the door first? All right, the acquaintance needs to leave first. So what we need to do to get rid of the acquaintance, he's dividing everybody. So we have to multiply everything by 3 to get rid of the acquaintance. The result, the 3's cancel out. You end up with just 2x minus 5 equals to 21. We still have some people go. Let's keep on going. Who next leaves? All right, we got a 2 and a 5. 5 is a friend. So we're going to add 5 to both sides to get rid of the plus 5. And as a result, now we got 2x minus 26. The only thing left is a family member, 2. So let's clean up the party with a family member. All right, we're going to divide both sides by 2. Why are we dividing? Because we use the inverse operations. All right, from the first step, from the first slide we looked at. All right, so we're going to divide both sides by 2, and then we have our result, x is equal to 13. And now, see if you can do the same thing with these 3 problems. Identify the party goals, eliminate party goals in order, get x, the host alone, and check your solution. All right. You can, you can also have enemies. Enemies can ruin the entire party. You get rid of them first. It's easy to spot an enemy. They affect everything. Like this 1/3 is multiplied times everything that's on the left. So the way that you get rid of that, you multiply by its reciprocal, or you can multiply by 3. 1/3, they cancel each other out, and you get this. Now all you guys are acquaintance, family, and friends. And that's basically that. Well, you got I think we got maybe a couple more. So see if we can do this one. It's party time. Do you know who's in your house? See if you can identify the enemy, the friend, the family member, the host, and something else there. I can't see it with my screen on there. So let's see if we can identify them all. There's everybody. Oh, and the door. Equalize the door. Okay, so that's the party method. I took my time with this one. Okay, so the more you party, the more responsible you will become. Enemies and acquaintances are very similar. They both affect the entire equation. Typically, there are only enemies when you have already identified an acquaintance. So, eventually, you will find you will have partiers outside the door, operations on both sides of the equal sign. Start by using the same method to get everybody inside or on one side. Okay. If you find yourself the host in 2 places, then basically regroup yourself so that you're on one side. Like if there's an X on the right and an X is on the left, you want to get all those X's together on one side, and then you can apply the party method. Okay, so I'm hoping